Johnny Joestar is my favourite character in all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's why it's so frustrating to look online and see people completely miscategorize him and misunderstand who the character actually is, usually based on either his disability or memes and fan art they've seen online, rather than actually thinking about what happens in the source material. Johnny is often portrayed as weak or helpless. The way he's also drawn in comparison to Gyro by a lot of people is kind of frustrating, in that he is roughly around the same height as Gyro in the manga. But despite this, he will be drawn short and twinky compared to most JoJo characters even. Pretty much all of Johnny's actual proportions are pretty average, except for his huge ass, of course. And this video isn't as like a call-out post to people who ship Gyro and Johnny, obviously. I mean, I obviously ship it too because I have common sense. I just don't think people should ignore who Johnny is as a person or as a character because of the overriding desire to make every gay relationship just like a straight relationship, with one being the man and one being the woman. And in that case, Gyro would be the woman anyway, because Gyro spends the entire time trying to calm Johnny down because he's a fucking psychopath. And it's such a shame to see that, because Johnny Joestar is probably the best character in all of JoJo. He's probably the most real character in all of JoJo, and the fact that people can't see beyond that, the fact that he has a disability, and the fact that he has went through a lot of shit to actually see a real person is a goddamn travesty. And with all out of the way, let's finally get into who Johnny Joestar actually is. While Johnny Joestar is the alternate universe version of Jonathan Joestar, it is important to mention the fact that they are complete opposites. Jonathan is a bastion of purity and correctness. He is obsessed with being a gentleman and doing the right thing, for moral reasons rather than personal ones. And then you look at Johnny, who is completely amoral, who is completely and totally committed to doing what he wants to do, which is get the ability to walk again. Which means he is willing to murder, and is even described as Gyro as having a dark determination and ruthlessness. Gyro, however, isn't the only one to recognize Johnny's ruthlessness, because when they encounter Ringo, whose entire thing is that he wants to duel the strongest person possible to be in the most danger, wants to fight Johnny instead of Gyro, because he was able to recognize the ruthlessness and the intent to kill in Johnny's eyes. Gyro may be an executioner, but he does not enjoy killing people, he does not aim to kill people, he tries to spare as many people as possible, while Johnny is completely and utterly committed to killing anyone who gets in his way for the corpse parts. Even after Johnny's life improves significantly in Jojolian, when his wife is struck by the rock disease, he steals the corpse parts again to try and save her, even though he knows it will cause someone else to get the rock disease in her place. And then ultimately ends up giving his fucking life up for his son, because that's what he believes in. Johnny isn't some baby that needs to be protected. He spends his whole life protecting himself and going for any goal he needs to achieve with everything he has. And despite this ruthlessness and amorality, he is still a fun person to watch, even despite being depressed a lot of the time. His interactions with Gyro are absolutely incredible throughout the whole series of Steel Ball Run, and they are what makes Steel Ball Run so special. That relationship is amazing, and I can see why people want it to be a romantic one. But it should be recognised that they are equal partners. They both teach each other things that they use for the rest of their lives. They both make sacrifices for each other that they know will cause them a great deal of harm. At one point, Johnny gives up his corpse parts that he has that allow him to, walk, in order to try and save Gyro. Gyro gives up his fucking life to help Johnny in his quest. So yes, I think that Johnny is a lot more important than just being some guy who can't walk.